Can you believe it's been 6 years since Nintendo dropped The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on all of us? Not even a normal 6 years, like it's been a half decade of mammoth change and upheaval, both personal and societal, and we're still untangling it as Nintendo just ramps up to do it all again with Tears of the Kingdom. A better writer would make you feel something by deftly linking the impossible task of mending ourselves post-pandemic with the new mechanics that sees old mates slapping together forgotten machines to hopefully craft a better tomorrow. But Jordan's not a better writer, so he isn't going to do that. Instead, let's see what has us tight in the jorts. Starting off with Spark. I think it's fair to say that there's only one game that's on the mind of the vast majority of the adventure-loving, video game-adoring public for the month of May. Come on down, Lord of the Rings Gollum. Yeah. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, Smeagolicious. Wait, sorry? What? There's a new Zelda? Oh, well, in that case, move aside, Smeagol. There's a Game of the Year candidate to talk about. Yes, of course, whenever you mention one of Nintendo's tentpole franchises, it will almost always sit amongst the top candidates by award season. But The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a wildly different beast. Coming off one of the most successful entries in the brand's history, Link's next venture through Hyrule has a lot riding on its shoulders if it wants to recapture Breath of the Wild's accolades. But if the last few trailers have proved anything, Nintendo are throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at what could be the last big release for the Switch. Will it pay off? Ocarina of Time will tell. The rest of May does have its fair share of titles to fill out the calendar in between the big ends blockbuster. In my eyes, After Us should be on everyone's watch list. A beautiful looking platform adventure that I am keen to experience. Similarly, Darkest Dungeon 2 will be one to keep a close eye on, as I have fond memories of the original. Also, pain. Endless, endless pain. Darkest Dungeon was brutal. Jordan arises from his grave to say the real behemoth herein lies. Lego 2K... Nah, it's The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom again. He says, I would be willing to argue that I am the biggest Zelda fan on the well-played team. I regularly play all the previous games, and both Breath of the Wild and Majora's Mask are frequently at the top of my favourite games list. Hell, I even learned how to speedrun Breath of the Wild because I enjoy it that much. I have been waiting for Tears of the Kingdom for a very long time, and while Nintendo frustrates the ever-living shit out of me, I cannot deny that I am bound to their grip whenever Link and Princess Zelda grace the gaming scene. Between this and Armored Core 6 in August, I think I may already have my Game of the Year. But because he hasn't written more about Armored Core 6, I'm just going to keep playing stuff from it because that gameplay trailer was bonkers. Seriously, what are they doing over at FromSoft? This is cool! And next cab off the rank, well, it's me, it's Ash! And you know what? People throw out the term boomer shooter like it's some kind of hard-hitting insult. A big ol' zinger right to my flabby middle-aged belly. But people are wrong, for that very belly is openly jiggling in hot anticipation for the boomeriest of boomer shooters, Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. A pixelated, pulse-pounding romp through hordes of shonky sprites is about as Warhammery as you can get without dropping a few £100 on a box set that'll probably take 18 months to assemble, and then even then you consider whether you even want to paint it or not. And this being a AA title means it'll cost a fraction of that, which is just grouse. I have also been basking in the warm parental glow of my daughter's growing love of the plastic bricks. Lego has consumed her delightful mind and creativity is running wild in my house, son. The premise of Lego 2K Drive suggests that maybe, a fraction of that can be channeled into a racing experience, with all manner of nightmarish abominations trying to dominate the road and, hopefully to the chagrin of other more serious races if I was to play online. Provided the in-game store and progression systems don't crimp the hose of my imagination. I'm sorry, I mean my daughter's imagination. Yeah, yes. We left the back door unlocked and Nathan wandered in to say, Tears of the Kingdom? More like tear my schedule a new rectum. Did that even work? I have nothing further to add to the conversation about May's upcoming Game of the Year winner that other folks haven't already said above. Thank you, I'm running out of footage. First-person shooters, however, are getting some highlights in May. This month starts with the latest arcane vampire shooting blockbuster, Redfall, and ending with a blast from the past. The genre-defining System Shock is finally seeing the release of Night Dive Studios' remaster. But will it have withstood the harsh passing of time? And will my jorts withstand the harsh stain of feces as I shit myself all over again with another ambitious Amnesia game, when we finally get to play Amnesia: The Bunker? And then from the indie scene, V Rising, the excellent mishmash of Survival Crafter and Diablo, is getting a major early access content update called Secrets of Gloomrot, hopefully fleshing out the game with more character building options. Vampirific. But that is not all that May has to offer. Cassette Beasts, for example, is a really neat little title where it's a creature collecting and fusing open world game, a bit like Pokemon but legally distinct. In Cassette Beasts, you record monsters' forms onto cassette tapes, which you can then use in battle. If that isn't retro AF and super cool, I don't know what is. And the Outlast Trials decides to enter PC Early Access, realizing that we're definitely getting far too much sleep and we need to start feeling things prickling on the back of our neck. The terrifying Outlast series has done a lot to make me feel very uncomfortable when turning off the lights. I don't like looking through the viewfinders of old cameras, and just generally gives me the heebie-jeebies. So the fact that it's entering Early Access means I'm gonna have to start reading about it all over again because my morbid curiosity won't let me get away. And that's the wrap-up of what we've got in our Jorts for this May 2023 edition of Tight in the Jorts. But obviously, if you can get your eyes over to the Well Played website, you will see all manner of wondrous things as we dip our toes and stick our fingers in all manner of pies and holes as games are coming at us fast from every direction, and we have to just weather the storm. Check out wellplayed.com.au.